Before we get into all of this video, I do understand that I've roasted this DLC a lot before seeing what it has to offer us. I had my very fixed opinion with full Power Jiren, and then Base Gogeta came out, it got announced, Caulifla got announced, my opinion got kind of changed, and then we added Super Saiyan God. So now I'm actually going to make my final and honest truth about this DLC, and I'm not going to give my own opinion anymore. I've said that before, I know I'm lying. I'm going to put everything into one video.
Baby, let me see some. Okay, too bad. Bitches going both ways. Woo. She gon' do it for these fans.
Before I even start as well, I'm gonna say this again. This is my opinion, okay? You can hate me in the comments. You can say whatever you want about the DLC. If you like it, then it's on you. I will always let go of somebody's opinion, but I'm gonna put some facts there, and that's the facts and how I feel about the facts. So before I give out all the facts and the pros and cons about this DLC and what it can actually, we're just going to talk about what the DLC actually offers to us of what we actually know. If we go talk about the free stuff that it will actually offer us, we got some new stamps for photo mode. We got Dragon Ball Z Trunks' final outfit, the outfit that he wears after the end of Z. That's what it says here. We got some new figures for the Hero Coliseum, and we got Bergamo's clothes as well, and Super Saiyan God. That's going to be added as well as a transformation, and I find that shit fucking lit. And now what's paid are both of Jiren's moves, Impact Flare, Power Wall. We all know what that are. For Gogeta, we got Meteor Explosion. That is the move he did against Broly. We know the iconic thing he did. And then we got Comic Strike. And then Caulifla, the moves that she got are called Double Rush, Crush Cannon, and Crush Stream. Crush Stream is the ultimate, and Double Crush and Crush Cannon are pretty much the two supers that she got. And as well, the other thing that's going to be paid is the Teen Bulma outfit. Just want to add that Caulifla's suit as well is going to be a paid form of DLC. Definitely some way you're gonna have to unlock it when you do your Palo quest. And as well, we're gonna get more extra story missions with Fu. So when you think of it, it is a pretty hefty amount of stuff that we're going to get for the DLC. We don't know anything about the Super Souls or not, or what they're going to add. That's pretty much what we see when the DLC actually comes out. Now I'm actually going to weigh the pros and cons about what the DLC can actually offer us, and I'm just going to say, by the pros and cons, this is actually again my opinion. You can actually divert from it and say something about, oh, this is actually not true, I feel differently about it. That's fine, that's okay, and I completely agree that you find it differently and you don't agree with my opinion right there. Just let me know how you feel about it in the comments, and we can actually have a conversation. The pros that I have, I do admit that Caulifla being added in the DLC, I do find it sick. Myself, I don't like Caulifla as a character. I don't like Caulifla as a character as well. I find Caulifla and Caulifla very annoying. I find them being the same person. You cannot tell me there's 1 inch of Kale inside of Caulifla. Caulifla is deadass a Caulifla 2.0. But I do find it sick that we actually got a new fucking character in the game, not a reskin or a upgraded version of her character. Nah, I find it sick that we got this shit. Second thing that is the most hypest thing that I do find about this DLC, we finally got the Super Saiyan God transformation. Super Saiyan God is my favorite transformation in all Dragon Ball. Pretty tied up with Super Saiyan 4. I love the originality and the background of Super Saiyan God, and it's actually dope because the way that it works, we don't know the full technicalities about how strong you're gonna get or how it's gonna be some key drain or not. They didn't talk about it in the scans. They did say that at each end of a combo, if you actually do the input right, like Super Saiyan God Vegeta, you will do more damage, and I do find that shit dope, and the animation looks kind of crazy. I cannot wait to actually see it all in vast glory. And I don't know how I feel about this one. This is actually going to be my last pro, to be honest. Full Power Jiren, I do understand that if I hate on Full Power Jiren, then I'm going to have to hate on UI Goku. I'm going to have to hate on Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolution Vegeta, because those are actually upgraded versions of the character. While I do understand that, I do find it dope that we finally got Full Power Jiren. But now I'm going to go into my cons as to why I don't full on agree with this DLC. My cons do outweigh more of the pros, and I'll start out with my first con is definitely the fact that we got a base form of a character in the game as a DLC character. I am not at all impressed the fact that we actually got to pay for a base form of a character that should have either already been in the game like 3 years ago when the movie actually came out. That opens doors for so many possible DLCs that they can actually just say, oh, since we added base form Gogeta and people actually bought the DLC, we can do what we want now. They can add, because we got Majub now, right? They can add the base form of Oob, they can add the base form of Super Broly, they can add the base form of Broly. I don't want to have a downgrade of a character It doesn't feel actually right if you gave me the better version of a character technically in the lore of the character. I feel it instead. I think your fans and the fan base would actually be way happier if that character would have a free transformation instead of making us pay for a new fucking character. I understand it's all money, it's all a business game, and Bandai Namco and Dips want to make money somehow. But if you do want to keep your fans coming and trying to please the most majority out of the people, because some people can actually not buy these DLCs, and you know how happy I would be as a kid, because sometimes some people play this game and they're kids. You know how happy I would be as a very big Dragon Ball fan. I'm 13 years old, I live still with my parents, I can't even have a job. You're able to transform as Super Saiyan God Vegeta. It's the same thing with Full Power Jiren, what I was about to say as well. I think it would have been more dope for Full Power Jiren to literally have a free version of him, or either make him transform. I'm sure that they're pretty lazy to make a new transformation, a new animation about that shit. I haven't seen a new animation since Super Saiyan Blue Evolution that came out in 2019, by the way. It would have been much more of a power play than a money move, I understand, but that kind of power play would bring the fan base back, to bring more income back. Listening to what people actually do want is what actually brings back the money as well. Sometimes it's not about all the money, it's listening to what people want. Okay, I'm gonna add just something here while I'm editing. While I do admit they do listen to us, how long does it take for them to actually listen to us? Example, modding people. We'll come back later. But Caulifla has been a very requested character. They added her. All right, Full Power Jiren was a very asked character. All right, Super Saiyan God was a transformation that's been asked since the beginning. Took them almost 5 years to add that shit. But all right, second con that I would say, maybe somebody will disagree with me, those costumes that we're getting, they should have been added a long time ago. I feel like there's just fishing for costumes and just taking costumes and say, you know what, let me add this one for this DLC, let me add this one for that DLC. Like, I'm sorry, bro, the Bergamo fit should have been in the game a long time ago, my nigga. Bergamo literally appeared in the anime on February 12th of 2017. So you're telling me that we're getting this outfit 4 years later? Dragon Ball Z Trunks outfit, we're getting this outfit end of Z Trunks, my nigga. Dragon Ball Z ended almost than 30 years ago. Teen Bulma outfit, that was the outfit that she got at the first episode, the first chapter of Dragon Ball, fam. And you tell me we're getting these outfits now, or we could have gotten these outfits as free content. I mean, yes, free content by, like, imagine adding some parallel quests for free, or adding just some free stuff into raids. I admit raids are very boring, but find some new ways to add some new fucking things, to add free suits and all of that. Not always doing the same raids with the same rewards, but you just alternate between the rewards all the time. You see what I'm talking about? How they are making these DLCs very lazy, and people come at me and hate on me because I'm actually hating on the way that I'm actually dealing with this shit, you know? And I find this shit hella lazy, my nigga. Okay, my third argument, I'm gonna say this, it's probably the biggest one, and I say this in every discussion video that I do about every DLC, is that they keep on adding DLC, but they never fix the main problems of the game. The main issues, like even small things, like fix your fucking leaderboard where you can actually say announcements in there, like, oh, the next Conton City event is going to be at this date, instead of tweeting it, and then most people have to either get Twitter or find a content creator to actually see when the next Conton City event is going to be. No, find it interactive for the people who can't have those, can see when. I'm not going to talk about lag because that's been something that's just been very in the game. There's nothing that we can say about it. Of course, there's some modders going on the PS4 side. Of course, they stopped the save that, like, you cannot bring modded moves inside of PS4 when you log in, but you can still have full ki, full stamina, have a limited of both, of all three health, and some health as well, and you can still mod in some way. So they literally fixed the thing at like 75%. They gave that kiss on the cheek and a fucking princess band-aid, and that's it. But the water is still fucking spilling out. There's still some issues coming out of that shit. There's a list of problems that we can talk about. I'm not gonna say cheese because people find a way to cheese every time. There's always some new fucking way to cheese in the game, and it always baffles me how people just find some new way to cheese. But we all know there's a lot of issues with this game. They just fix these problems slowly instead of just fixing it on a regular basis, but they keep on adding these DLCs and want us to become hyped for it. And I know this is not going to be the end of these DLCs, but how are you supposed to react? But you know damn well that most of the community doesn't care. The diehard fans don't care. But the thing is, you have to be lucid and understand that there is some issues and actually be vocal about it. And my last con, I will admit, is if you compare how the DLCs were actually released before, they were released around a 1 to 2 month basis. If you continue DLC 1, DLC 2, all the way to DLC 4, it was a 2-month basis. Then after that, when you start getting to DLC 5, that came out probably 6 months after the first one because they didn't know if they wanted to do another one. I understand that. After that, it still came out at a very consistent basis. You know, after DLC 6, it came out 2 months after the DLC 5. DLC 7 came out. Problem is, it came out a good 6 months after. So start being mad inconsistent about the DLCs. It's like they're trying to tease us, keeping us to a string on the game. And I don't know how I feel about that. It feels pretty whack, in my opinion, that like they're kind of teasing us about it. Be consistent if you want us to stay with the game. Do not be surprised that you are losing a fan base. People are gonna keep on saying, oh, but they just sold 7 million copies. All right, I know a lot of fucking series they sell so much. I'll give my opinion right here. I do love Demon Slayer. I don't like the way it ended. It kind of ruined it for me, the way it was actually written and everything. I've met a lot of people who do agree with me with that point, that Demon Slayer has a lot of issues, that it's not as good as it was at the beginning, and it's not as good as people actually portray. But Demon Slayer sold the most amount of fucking manga copies in 2020 and 2019. I don't remember completely, but I know it beat One Piece for it. And for me, it does it. People will use sales to actually explain how good a series is. That's not true. I never used the sales of One Piece for it to actually be good. I only use it as a roast to other people to try to roast. They try to roast One Piece. I'm like, One Piece been king for over like 10 to 20 years now. Like, get the fuck out of here, fam. And people, when they use sales for arguments, it doesn't mean anything, bro. A game can still be as shitty even though it sold 7 million copies. It is the most sold Dragon Ball game of all time. But the game, this was a lot of issues. The way they've been releasing the DLC is very inconsistent. We haven't had a new transformation. It's been 2 years. It's been more than 2 years now, in a couple of months. More than 2 fucking years having a new transformation. I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to say again, this is my opinion. This is how I feel about this DLC. And the only thing that I'm actually hyped for is Super Saiyan God and probably Caulifla. Of course, I'm going to make my content on Jiren, Gogeta, and Caulifla. You already know those videos about how to use those characters are going to come out. I'm going to make my content with them. But the thing is that I'm still not hyped for what came out. I honestly believe that Ribrianne was hyper to come out than fucking Base Form Gogeta, to be honest. Like, I've never seen this shit done before, that a game literally released a base form of a character when the most powerful form of that character is already in the game. Super Saiyan God, I am still very much excited for that shit to come out. I will be playing Sharkeisha like a bitch. You don't understand. But my honest opinion, this DLC is just, it's not as much hype as people counted for. Even if Caulifla came in, even as if Super Saiyan God came out as well, you cannot deny the fact that it's still very underwhelming. Okay, it is very underwhelming, and a lot of things should have been in the game already. I gave my points, I gave my facts. You can change your opinion if you want to or not, and I full on understand if you don't like my opinion. Just don't come at me fucking disliking everything I fucking do. I don't care. In the end of the day, I really don't care, so my opinion. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. I've been waiting to do this video for a long time. I did promise it to come out today, and if you're watching this and you have not watched the latest video that I posted before this one, you should watch it. It's a very funny video. Now I am out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, my dudes and dudettes.
I need to come find. True love's hard to find.